Hey, everybody. So today, in general, I'm going to kind of hit on the point of service because for the past 3 summers, 1 week in June, me and the rest of the team from this church all go down to the country of Ecuador, and we head down to the jungles and we serve a nice school it's a Christian-based school in basically the Amazon jungle. And it's always been like a great point in my summer. And I'm sorry if I get a little bit emotional tonight because I'm not going back this year, so I might choke up a little bit here and there. But to start, we're going to start off with a funny story from, I believe it was my second trip. It's the story of the bird moth, for those that know it. So, to set the scene, at the hostel that we stay at, on the top floor, there's 2 rooms for like 4 people each. And there are these windows that if you open them, you can talk to the people on the other side. So there are 2 big windows, and you can talk across the way. So underneath one of these windows one night, there's this very obscure figure, and everyone's arguing about what it is. Half the group says it's a bird, half the group says it's a giant bug. So Michael Pratt, for those that know him, comes up with the absolutely genius idea. Guys, I'm gonna get my phone and we're gonna shine a flashlight at it. So of course, he goes through with this, shines the light, whatever it is, darts straight through one of the windows. Surprise, it was a moth. Probably with a wingspan. Not much. I kid you not, I have never seen a group of high school guys run out of a room as fast as I did that night. And I'm in the marching band. I've watched high school football games. I've seen dudes run pretty fast. Never as fast as I did that night. So as fun as that story is, that's just one of the funny stories that I have, but that's not ever the main reason that I went. Whenever I went to Ecuador, it was always to serve. That's something that I've been called to since like I was in 6th or 7th grade. And there's so many things that I could tell you about that country and the people there and what I've done there, but I'm just gonna kind of hit you with some highlights. There's this kid down there, his name's Gustavo. You can talk to me about Gustavo, you can talk to Renee Watson. She's his sponsor. But he's one of the kids that has just touched my heart whenever I've been down there. And each year when I go back, he always knows my name. And he'll run up and give me a hug. And that's always been something that I've treasured when I go back. And then also over the past 3 years, they've been building a middle school building for new grades because every year they add a grade at this school. And each year I've gone back, I've watched this building get taller and taller and get furnished. And it's always been something that's just incredible for me to watch every year. Now, as much as I would love to talk about Ecuador for easily 2 hours, that's not entirely what I want to get across with you. So if that is something that you're interested in, feel free to talk to me. I would gladly talk about those experiences with you over Starbucks or something. Just let me know if that interests you. But, huh? Sure. So, again, as much as I'd like to talk about that, some of you middle schoolers, you're probably not thinking, hey, I'm gonna go on an international mission trip in 3-4 years' time. That's probably not something that you're thinking about, so I'm gonna bring it down a little bit. And the first thing is, it's a scripture verse from 1 Peter chapter 4, verses 9 and 10. And it reads, offer hospitality to one another without grumbling. Each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others as faithful stewards of God's grace in its various forms. I find that very powerful because, A, it tells you that maybe if you haven't found it yet, everyone does have a gift that they can use to serve God. Maybe if you're a member of this band, you're a fantastic musician, and all of you are, and that's how you serve, because you come here, rehearse before anyone shows up to this building, and perform for us every week, and it's fantastic. And just didn't want you guys to go unnoticed. Or maybe just instinctually you're a good leader and you think that you'd be great to lead a team, whether that's internationally, domestically in another state, or just in your hometown to just go and do some service. Maybe that's what you're called to do. Or maybe you don't know what your gift is, and that's perfectly fine. If I'm being completely honest, I'm still not sure what that gift is for me, and I'm a senior in high school. So, if that's not something that you haven't found yet, Something that's absolutely amazing about this church is that there are ways for you to find out what that is right here in these buildings. How I started in service was with VBS. I volunteered with VBS the summer of my 7th, 8th, and I believe 9th grade year. That's how I got started. And with the new building being done, that's something that you can also get into. And that's how you can start, because that's how I started. Or another option, I think it was again the summers of my 7th and 8th grade year, through the youth group, we did domestic mission trips to Birmingham, Alabama. And those also got me started. And believe this year, middle school is going to Birmingham, and high school is going to Camp Grace. Both absolutely amazing places, great ways to get started in how you can serve. But again, maybe you don't need, I'm not asking you to jump headfirst into international mission trips. That's definitely not the way to go in. That can be overwhelming, can be stressful, and just probably not the best way to start off. So what I want to encourage you guys to do is think small. Serving God doesn't have to be, for you personally, oh, I'm gonna go to Africa and serve people there, or I'm gonna go across the country and serve people there. It can be right here in Alpharetta or in your homes. Because I believe that service isn't exactly like going out with your church to do things there. Service is anything that you do that is selfless, to serve somebody else instead of your own. So I want to encourage you this week, at some point, to reach out and find ways that you can find your own way of service, whether that's in your home, at your school, in your community, or potentially if it's something that you're interested in out of the state or out of the country. Thank you.